What's going on, everyone? So today we're doing something a little bit different. We are pre-sideboarding essentially against control with our yellow Tarkin list today. My previous video on gameplay, which was the Bossk Blue video, a lot of you have a big disdain for control decks. And I'm sure it is just an outspoken portion of you, but it's always been a consistent fact that there is a very big divide on people who enjoy control decks and people who just absolutely hate them. And I will say it is definitely anti-casual. Like if you're playing a casual matchup, usually it's per etiquette to not bring a control deck. So I figure, why not pre-sideboard on a deck that's already pretty good against control and try to hunt down these control matchups and hopefully make them struggle a lot to the point where they really can't do a whole lot. Before I talk about some of the modifications I made to this Tarkin Yellow list, which is again already a pretty good list, I want to mention I have a TCG play link in the description down below. Be sure to use it for any Star Wars Unlimited cards, and a big thank you to my patrons over on Patreon. We've been chatting, playing some games over the weekends, and of course, just talking about set 3. So, Tarkin Yellow. Well, Tarkin Yellow is already a pretty good deck, as I mentioned earlier, mainly because of Lurking TIE Phantom. It has a really, really good consistency with being able to acquire Lurking TIE Phantom, play it, and then get it out of range of one of essentially two ways that usual control decks have to deal with it. That is Make an Opening and Entrenched. So Make an Opening really becomes irrelevant very quickly against Tarkin Yellow because of your option to give Lurking TIE Phantom an experience token. Now, if you're fighting a control deck, sometimes they'll have like Inferno 4s, which can deal with it. But if you get to a 3/3 stat line, well, suddenly it doesn't deal with it, right? They can do it in combination to Make an Opening, as well as usually they have Avengers. So that could actually just straight up kill it if you happen to get to the point where they play an Avenger and attack it, which isn't very likely. So outside of that, any reasonable way is generally Make an Opening and Entrenched. And as I said, Make an Opening is easily played around with Tarkin's action, and then Confiscate main deck allows us to just defeat the Entrenched, which is going to be pretty powerful. A couple other cards that we kind of swapped out. Previously, this deck usually tends to run another 2 resource play like Seasoned Shore Trooper or something like a Scanning Officer or Piet. Instead, we're running Viper Probe Droids and, Scanning Officer. Incinerator Trooper ends up being really, really mediocre against a lot of control decks because they outsize it very quickly. Scanning Officer could take away some smuggle options for control players, which they tend to use, or just in general, giving us another play on turn 1. Viper Probe Droid allows us to kind of play around certain cards in their hand. And then later on in the curve, we don't have ATSTs. Instead, we went 1 less copy of Reinforcement Walker, and we went 2 copies Darth Vader, 2 copies of Relentless. Darth Vader is just kind of a value unit against those decks. It can grab, again, Lurking TIE Phantom, Phase 3 Dark Troopers, 7 Fleet Defenders, and then Relentless, well, we can grab that with Triple Dark Raid. We can grab that with Prepare for Takeoff, which are also main deck additions to the deck. Well, Triple Dark Raid is there, but Prepare for Takeoff helps us search for vehicles, which include Lurking TIE Phantoms or Relentlesses, in order to play against those control matchups. And that's kind of our goal today. Now, I didn't go all the way and just be like, okay, we're going to go all in and play every single card that's good against control decks, because we're not specifically, although we are kind of hunting control decks, we're not going to be completely just not including any matchup that we find ourselves in, unless it's a control matchup. I'm going to load up and we're going to play some games. And I've just noticed a big control meta because people like to play Bossk Blue and other control variants now that Bossk Blue is starting to become one of the better decks in the format. So we're going to see if we're going to be able to beat them just by jumping into some games today. Hopefully you all enjoyed. Let's dive into our first game of today. Into our first matchup, and of course, as I say, we're going to be fighting against control decks. We got Kylo Green here. Not going to mulligan this one. Seems like a pretty reasonable hand that we've got here. I'm going to go and resource one of these to Prepare for Takeoffs and one of these Viper Probe Droids, as we kind of have a couple of things to do early on into the game. This is definitely not normally as aggressive as the normal Kylo Ren decks, so we will see what we have to work with after we play this Viper Probe Droid on turn 1 and check out our opponent's hand. Generally speaking, though, And this is something that I've learned with Star Wars Unlimited over the course of playing a lot of games. Wait, let's see what they got. Retainer, Shore Trooper, Return, and Force Throw. Okay. Generally what I've found in Star Wars Unlimited is the fact that you can really just play a decent amount of random cards in your deck because of the fact that you draw to a turn and you can resource anything that you want. So if you go ahead and play like confiscate main decks or prepare for takeoffs, it's not really that big of a deal. So here we're gonna start by hitting their base, and we're just gonna let them kind of do whatever. Like they can deploy Kylo if they want. If not, that's totally fine. We're just gonna go ahead and tie advanced up our Lurking TIE Phantom and then get in for some damage. But they didn't deploy Kylo Ren last turn, which is a little bit strange. A little bit surprised on that one. And we're going to race them. Looks like they're going to try to like Palpatine's return back like a Darth Vader or something. We will see. Looks like they've got an IG. We can completely ignore that. Obviously, it can hit the Tarkin if we were to attack with Tarkin, but I'm not really that worried about it. Phase 3 Dark Trooper and triple Surprise Strike, huh? Okay. Okay. Let's just go ahead and give an experience token to Lurking TIE Phantom and then just try to get in for as much damage as possible. Let's flip over Tarkin. Let's see if they've got like something to go ahead and ECL out. Ooh, Kylo Ren. Okay, so they're gonna be able to kill Tarkin, which is totally fine because we are going to kill them with a surprise strike here. And they decided to attack with Kylo Ren, which doesn't do anything because we will just kill them with surprise strike. Right? That was not even close. Like not even close. We just completely decimated them with the Lurking TIE Phantom. We even had a second surprise strike or a third surprise strike to do that. But I was hoping that they would be enticed by the Tarkin flip to use up all their resources so we didn't have to worry about anything. Not that we had much to worry about because it's on Lurking TIE Phantom. We had to worry about like an ECL'd space unit to kill Lurking TIE Phantom. But even then, generally speaking, there's not that many ECL'd space units that people run that could actually kill a 5/5 TIE Phantom. So pretty straightforward. Quick game. Let's find a control deck, why don't we? Okay, into our next fight against Gar Saxon Yellow. Would I like to mulligan this hand? I think I would. I got 3 extremely expensive cards, and well, I mulligan into not a great hand. I think I'll resource one of the Triple Dark Raids. We don't even have a turn 1 play, which is really quite sad, actually. And of course, we drew both of our turn 1 plays here on turn 2. The reason why I didn't keep the ISB agent was because I didn't have an event to reveal. So it's just a little bit on the weaker side of things. But maybe it would have been just worth keeping that first one. So they play Power of the Dark Side, so they must not know how Lurking TIE Phantom works. That's a little bit awkward. They said I'm slow in chat. You know, it happens. Every once in a while, it happens to people. They just forget that, you can't power the dark side. Lurking TIE Phantom. I totally get it. I've done it before. I'm not thinking. I'm like, oh, I'll just power the dark side their units, and you get blasted. So I totally get it. All right, let's claim initiative here. And ISB agent. Okay, ISB agent could potentially be pretty good. I can remove the shield token off of Evazan, play Tarkin, play TIE Advanced to give target some experience, kill Dr. Evazan, and then play Triple Dark Raid after. So that, I think, is going to be the plan. Let's just start off by attacking with TIE Advanced, however. I'm going to play Gideon. Okay, so let's attack. And then we're going to play ISB Agent, revealing this to hit the Dr. Evazan. They can kill my ISB Agent. That's totally fine. Let's see. What do they want to do? Okay, they're going to kill my ISB agent, give an experience token to who? if I was them, would give it to the client. Okay, they're gonna give it to Gideon. Okay, in that case, let's go ahead and flip Tarkin. Let's play TIE Advance on Tarkin. Let's kill Dr. Evazan, give an experience token to TIE Phantom. Let's then follow up with Triple Dark Raid. Of course, are you kidding me? I hit 2 TIE Fighters again. Oh my gosh. We have so many. Oh, I hit the 7th Fleet. Okay, at least that's not like awful. Let's play the 7th Fleet Defender. Let's play a TIE Vanguard on the TIE Phantom, and then we will pass the turn. So now we have like a crazy Space Force. I for some reason I'm like, I saw the 2 TIE Fighters, like no way. We got double TIE Fighter. We got double TIE Fighter. So yeah, they could play Chilton, but it doesn't really matter. We're just gonna surprise strike in for 11 points of damage, and I mean, we just have 3 lethal threats now. Pretty sweet. It's the problem with Dr. Evazan, right? Of course, our opponent misplayed on turn 2. They knew they misplayed. They saw it. I'm not gonna. It happens, okay, guys. It happens. I totally get it. But also, Dr. Evazan really helped us out. We didn't have a turn 1 play. If we had a turn 1 play, it would be a much closer game. But Dr. Evazan giving us that insane turn, we're able to make like 10 resources worth of plays in a single turn is absolutely absurd. Yeah, that was pretty awesome. Love Gar Saxon yellow, but they don't really have much Space Force here unless they get the 7th Fleet. So we were able to win the game. But wow, funny game. Aha! And now we find ourselves our first victim. We got ourselves an Iden Green player. Now, ECL Iden Green does have some interaction. They can play Consortium Star Viper. They tend to not these days. Honestly, you really aren't going to see all that many options to deal with space units. And what are with these hands, man? Like double Overwhelming Barrage. Let's just mulligan that into... Okay, this is an okay hand. I will keep the Confiscate. I think I'm going to resource the No Good to Me Dead and probably the Surprise Strike. I don't really think that I need that. I could Triple Dark Raid on turn 2. I don't really want to be doing that. But we'll see. Let's go TIE Fighter. Give an experience token to TIE Fighter. And let's see what we can do. Viper Probe Droid. So they see our Confiscate, and they see our TIE Advance in Triple Dark Raid. Let's go ahead and put an experience token on TIE Fighter. We got ourselves a Viper Probe Droid. I think I'll resource the Confiscate at this point, just to give us more value in the later stages of this game. Let's give an experience token over to TIE Fighter. Play a Viper Probe Droid. They have Phase 3 Dark Trooper, Overwhelming Barrage, and Traitorous. So they do have the Traitorous. Wow. I'm surprised they kept Traitorous, knowing that we have the Confiscate. But we drew a second Confiscate. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. I love that. So they have the Traitorous. That was the other card that I was thinking of when I put it Confiscate in the deck, because it's pretty common. Having a Confiscate to deal with the Traitorous is pretty insane, to be honest. So let's see if they ended up keeping it. Well, I think that was pretty silly of them when they saw our Confiscate. Didn't really make a whole lot of sense to go ahead and do that, but you know, that's totally fine. Let's go ahead and give an experience token over to the TIE Fighter. They can heal here. And let's just Surprise Strike in for 8 damage. And let's pass. The reason why I didn't want to play Triple Dark Raid is I only get in for so much damage, and it's better to just Surprise Strike on that turn, because then I might be able to go ahead and Triple Dark Raid a more expensive unit later on. And this turn, what I can do is Triple Dark Raid, or I can go ahead and just play a TIE Advanced. They have claimed initiative. Okay, so let's go ahead and I think we want to Overwhelming Barrage. And the reason I'm doing this is I can Overwhelming Barrage, kill Phase 3 Dark Trooper, attack, give an experience token, and then attack for 6. And now, I mean, they don't have a Sentinel, and we've gotten in a lot of damage. And now we have Triple Dark Raid to finish off the game, should they remove all units here. If they have like a takedown, they technically live. I'm surprised they haven't been healing with Iden. Wow, they have another Traitorous. It's super weird to me that they are keeping their Traitorouses, noting that we have Confiscate in hand. They have 2 resources. I think pretty simply I just play a TIE Advanced and kill them with Tarkin. Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me to play to keep your what you saw the confiscates, and then fortunately I resourced one because I in my brain I was playing the mind game. They play Viper Probe Trade. They see confiscate, they're gonna resource their traitorous, right? We happen to draw a second confiscate, but they kept their traitorous in hand, which is a little bit surprising to me. So looks like they don't have any answer to anything that's going on. I think they missed out on a couple points of heals as well. But hey, I mean, the confiscate main deck coming in clutch that game. I wish I could have kept the second one. Pretty sweet, pretty sweet. Well, I don't know what's with all these Gar Saxons, but we have an absolutely just amazing hand. I'm gonna go ahead and resource one. Do I want to resource? I'm actually gonna resource the TIE Fighter. But we have an absolutely amazing hand. We have the ISB agent plus event to deal with a shielded unit, and it looks like we do have a shielded unit. And we have multiple follow-up plays after the fact. So that is absolutely amazing. I like the Bib Fortuna as an addition to the Gar Saxon deck. I think that's pretty sweet. But I don't know what's up with Gar Saxon lately, and everyone playing Gar Saxon. Do I want to get rid of this Phase 3 Dark Trooper? I'm not sure. I think... So here's what happens. If I get rid of this Phase 3 Dark Trooper and they have a way to kill my ISB agent, I'm a little bit sad. But it's not the end of the world, and I think the highest value play, since Gar Saxon Yellow generally won't have a way to kill my ISB agent, I'm fine with it. Granted, Bib Fortuna can play a 4-cost event, so that is something to consider. Let's go TIE Vanguard here, experience token on ISB agent, and let's put an experience token on the ISB agent again. Experience token on ISB agent, and we will get in for some damage. This is a huge ISB agent. And the reason why I'm going all in is usually Gar Saxon, again, doesn't have that many ways to actually get rid of units like this. ISB agent as a follow-up and a Snow Trooper Lieutenant. I think I'm going to get rid of the Snow Trooper Lieutenant. Depending on how they format this turn, I can use ISB agent to get rid of that shield on 7th Fleet Defender. It's one of the cards that I'm really, really liking in matchups. When they have shield tokens. So that's one of the reasons why I think ISB agent's one of the core 1 resource plays that you want to keep in the deck. So much value. If they have a way to kill ISB agent, the one that's big right now, I think that's what they're going to start with, which means that we're going to be able to play another ISB agent and actually get some value by getting rid of that shield token, so they can't just kill my TIE Vanguard for essentially free. Oh, they're going to ignore it. Okay. That's kind of nice for us, huh? Let's go TIE Vanguard, give an experience token to ISB agent here. All in, baby, all in. Child Sin, let's see if they can reveal enough cards. It's a 5/4. That's fine. I will be able to kill that. Let's go ISB agent. Reveal Triple Dark Raid, hit the shield off the 7th Fleet Defender. And then I will trade with the 7th Fleet Defender, and then I will obviously kill the Childsin. So let's go kill your 7th Fleet. And then I will kill this and give an experience token over to... Hello? There we go. To my ISB agent. I'll just make it bigger. 6 power is going to be pretty relevant here. They could have a way to kill it, but that's going to be okay. We draw ourselves a Lurking TIE Phantom, which is actually not that great in this matchup. So I'm going to go and resource that. But the Triple Dark Raid and the Reinforcement Walker eventually could potentially be relevant. They only had 2 blue cards to reveal with that Childsin, which is pretty relevant. The client. So I think what we want to do is just get in for 6 points of damage immediately. Hello? My goodness, a little bit of lag going on, huh? I think we want to TIE Advanced up our Tarkin. Huh, so they're going to deal damage to it. Interesting. I'm not sure why. Maybe they have something like make an opening? No, they claimed initiative, huh? In that case, if they're relying on the client to kill ISB agent here, what I'm going to do is hit the client, attack. Wait, whoops. I sequenced it wrong. I meant to do something a little bit different. Play TIE advanced on Tarkin. I meant to attack with Tarkin and then attack with this. I missed out on a point of damage essentially. And then I'm going to attack here and give an experience token to this ISB agent. So now it's got 3 toughness so that it can't be killed by the client, which could be relevant. It could not. We will have to see. But now what we have is Triple Dark Ray, which can now grab a reinforcement walker. They have a Cargo Juggies. Nice. They get to heal a little bit of damage, huh? So here, I think what I'll do is just immediately attack with Tarkin, get an experience token over on one of our space units. Because they use up all their resources, so it's not even like they can do anything besides attack the smaller ISB agent here. Oh, what are they giving the bounty to? I mean, they chose an ISB agent, which is totally fine. Just to get in for some damage on the ground. They're going to have to kill this ISB agent with Gar Saxon, so it's just going to straight up trade. Oh, they hit this one. Oh, well, then they're just straight up. I mean, they're dead anyways. There's not really much that they can do. Triple Dark Raid. At least we found a unit. And let's attack in for 4. Awesome. GG. So, pretty straightforward game, I would say. This is definitely a little bit of a different variant than what we were even fighting previously and what I built. Cargo Juggernaut's a really fun addition. I like that. Bib Fortuna is also a fun addition as a 2/3 shielded on turn 1 and potentially giving you a little bit of extra kind of spice with the events that you could be playing. But ISB agent, absolute MVP of this round. Let's move to the next. Into our next matchup against Hondo Blue. This is a more controlling deck, but it's a soft control deck. It's got a lot of units in it. I like the hand. I kind of want to keep Confiscate in hand due to us having ISB agent. So what I'm going to do is resource one of them, and I think I'll resource the TIE Vanguard. 7th Fleet Defender. I think 7th Fleet Defender is a little bit more valuable here because they have like Collection Starhopper, for example. So they got Pike Sentinel, which is awesome. We're going to go reveal, deal damage, and then we're going to be able to go and give that experience token over to ISB agent. They could have a Power of the Dark Side, but hey, this is a way to kill Pike Sentinel without like doing anything extra, right? Which is exactly what we wanted when we kept Confiscate in hand. Let's go ahead and pass. Remember, I resourced the TIE Vanguard because Collection Starhopper comes out on turn 2 as a 3/3, which just dwarfs our TIE Vanguard, which is not exactly what we're looking for. Let's see what they've got here. They could have a Power of the Dark Side. Wouldn't be surprised if they just use it on the ISB agent. Yeah, we'll see. Keeping the Confiscate because they could have Traitorous. Generally speaking, when I played Hondo Blue, I didn't run Traitorous, with the exception of in the sideboard. So, again, could be something we see, could not be something we see. But it's deciding what to do. They're playing Hondo, which means they could have infinite amounts of things to be playing. And hey, look at that. They have a Collection Starhopper. Who would have guessed? So I think I'm just going to play the 7th Fleet Defender. And they can attack our base or whatever. I'm guessing they are going to attack... Oh, they didn't attack the ISB agent. I'm surprised. I would have definitely attacked the ISB agent in that spot. But hey. The reason why I would have is because of... And we're going to start getting rid of units here because Hondo Blue will start to get a ton of value if you just leave units on the battlefield. The reason I would have gotten rid of ISB agent or attacked ISB agent there is because my Pike Sentinel would not have died. Damage on with Hondo Blue is not really that relevant. Like, you're going to close out the game later on in the game anyways. And now if I put an experience token on ISB agent, I am able to go ahead and kill your Pike Sentinel for essentially free. Now, the other thing to think about is I didn't really want to give an experience token to my unit last turn because I would have wasted 2 resources. So all of these things are pretty relevant. They have a secondary Pike Sentinel. Interesting. Let's just go TIE Advanced, pump up the ISB agent here. Covert Strength. Okay. So that is a lot of stuff for that Pike Sentinel. We're just going to kill one of the Pike Sentinels, the less useful one. They're going to probably kill my ISB agent at this point. So yeah, this is a pretty standard way of what I expected the Hondo Blue player to be doing. Oh, look at that. That's pretty nice. ISB agent's going to be able to do some work here. It's going to be able to kill this Pike Sentinel, which is awesome. So that's what I'm going to do. ISB agent, we reveal, prepare for takeoff, and we kill the Pike Sentinel. We're going to prepare for takeoff, hopefully find a 2 resource play or a 1 resource play, and then play that, and then be able to flip Tarkin. Again, I'm keeping Confiscate around. They claimed initiative. Oh my gosh, do they not have anything besides ways to pump up Pike Sentinel? Let's grab, Lurking TIE and TIE Fighter. That's exactly what I wanted. Let's play TIE Fighter. Let's give an experience over to the 7th Fleet. Let's flip Tarkin. Let's attack. Let's give another experience over and attack. Just get in a ton of damage here. They don't have Super Laser Blast. Wait. That did not seem correct. Were I think it hit him twice. So I wanted to make sure that didn't happen, which is a little bit strange. Maybe it hit him 3 times. I don't know, guys. I thought it hit him twice. I tried to undo it so that they didn't take more damage than what they should have taken. But I hope they didn't get hit 3 times. I don't remember. I was trying to undo as much as I could so that I could tell kind of what happened. But okay, they're gonna go Vigilance. They're gonna kill something, heal 5. This is a really weak play. Not that they have anything else to do necessarily, but it is a weak play. They're going to get rid of the TIE Advanced. Absolutely. Let's just go ahead and attack in with our ground unit. They're probably going to be flipping Hondo here, which is totally fine. I think here what we'll do is Overwhelming Barrage on 7th Fleet to hit the Hondo for 6, and now Hondo, you can kill ISB agent if you'd like. Totally fine with me. All right, they're not going to, which is fine. I'm going to ignore Hondo then. I don't really care about Hondo. Let's just give an experience token, split up the experience here. We have Darth Vader next turn. They could have a Super Laser Blast. But again, we don't care about Hondo at this point. We kind of just use Overwhelming Barrage to get in some extra points of damage. Reinforcement Walker could potentially be relevant. I think Confiscate at this point isn't really doing us anything. They haven't played Traitorous yet, and I think it's kind of at the point where they probably would have if they had it. Maul, kill my Tarkin, sure. Oh, they're going to do it like that. Okay, let's just go ahead and attack for some damage then, huh? So I'm going to keep track if we did hit them 3 times with TIE Advanced, whether or not that would have kind of won us the game or not. We're going to play a Darth Vader here, though. I'll not resolve the ambush attack, but I'm going to get... Awesome, that's what I was hoping for. A Lurking TIE Phantom. I'm not sure what exactly happened on that turn. I think Carabas bugged out a little bit. So if they have Super Laser Blast here, they kill everything except for Lurking TIE Phantom. And, well, doesn't quite get there for them with the Snoke. So they play Snoke. Let's just, for example, say they did have, or they did get hit 3 times. We would still be able to finish them because they're at 32, so we would have been able to attack with 7th Fleet and finish it off. So I'm not sure what happened there. If anyone watches more closely, then yeah. But Snoke kills Lurking TIE Phantom, but it's one of the reasons why we didn't ambush with Vader, because there's no reason to hit and kill my own Vader. Imagine if I ambushed there. We would have actually potentially lost again, I'm not sure what happened early on if we hit 3 or 4 times, but yeah, Anyways, good game, good control matchup. That Pike Sentinel was pretty beefy. And look, I even called the Collection Starhopper on turn 2, so glad we played around that. On to the next one. Into our next matchup, and I will say, this is a hand that I really, really like. I'm going to go ahead and keep the Overwhelming Barrage. I'm going to resource the Surprise Strike and the Viper Probe Droid. ISB Agent is exactly what I'm looking for. Oh, man. They have a Ketsu. Ketsu is great in this matchup for them as well. But hey, we're going to put an experience token. Actually, I'm just going to play a second ISB agent and kill the Ketsu on turn 1. Wow, that was a really nice one. Very much like that. Now we can go TIE Vanguard on turn 2 and TIE Vanguard on turn 3, which is really awesome. So Ketsu on you dead. That is the card that we're really scared of. They're going to give or use Sabine's action. Okay, let's give an experience token over to ISB Agent. They play a Fighters for Freedom. Here, let's just go ahead and give an experience over to ISB Agent, and we're going to kill off this Fighters for Freedom. Boom and boom. Get rid of that Fighters for Freedom. Pass. Drew ourselves a Prepare for Takeoff, which I actually would potentially want to play this turn because we're kind of running out of options in our hand. Let's see what they've got. They could ECL something out. If they do, I'm pretty happy with that because of them being able to like one-shot our Tarkin. Okay. I mean, that ends up being pretty nice for us, right? Let's just go ahead and Prepare for Takeoff. Just get us started. And we get ourselves TIE Advanced and a 7th Fleet Defender. Again, we can kill K2 here, which is nice. Let's go ahead and play a TIE Vanguard. And let's go ahead and just kill off K2. They can hit us for 3. Making us discard, huh? Oh, I disagree with that. I wouldn't be surprised if they take initiative here. If they have like Darksaber, it makes sense. We're going to claim initiative though, so they can't hit us for another 3 points with Sabine, because we're going to be able to Overwhelming Barrage with this TIE Vanguard, kill Sabine, and then flip our Tarkin and start setting up for the following turns. What do you got, opponent? So there is a chance that I don't want to attack or don't want to Overwhelming Barrage Sabine immediately because of them playing Poe Dameron. So what I want to do is actually just flip Tarkin to start off. I want to flip Tarkin. If they have Darksaber, interesting. So they don't have... Interesting. I did not expect that to show up. Let's go ahead and just attack into Sabine, give an experience over on TIE Vanguard. Fleet Lieutenant. So that's 3. Whoa. Fleet Lieutenant. Oh. Okay. What is this doing? What is he doing, man? What are we doing over there? Come on, man. All right, let's go ahead and 2, 3, remove all their units essentially. They're going to claim initiative. We're going to attack for 5. We're going to pass. Got ourselves a Reinforcement Walker, Triple Dark Raid, Snowtrooper Lieutenant. I think I can get rid of the Snowtrooper Lieutenant. If they have Wrecker, then they can defeat something, get some value going there. I'm going to Triple Dark Raid because I can hit some big things off this. Of course, I only hit a Lurking TIE Phantom. Pretty unfortunate hit there, actually. Just like really unfortunate hit. We have so many better things to hit off of that. We have like the TIE Advanced, and I mean now I don't have anything, so it's nothing I can do. Like, so I take initiative here. I can't even kill Wrecker with Overwhelming Barrage, so it is GG. Pretty close game, I'd say. We had a nice start, but that Triple Dark Raid question was really a big one. you know, are we going to be able to hit something off of it? I really wanted a reinforcement walker was what I was really looking for. If we got a reinforcement walker, we would have needed heal 6, kill their wrecker, and we would have probably won the game. But because we didn't get that, it was a little bit unfortunate. We had a really nice start. They had the Katsunya, but we had the double ISB agent to counter that, which is really, really nice. Granted, one ISB agent kind of counters Ketsu since you can still just put another experience token and get through it. But they had a decent hand. I think if they dealt 3 with the K2, it would have been even better as well. But overall, pretty close. On to the next one. I was trying to hunt control, but we're fighting against Han Blues, man. What is this? Let's see what we can do here against Han Blue. Although I have been sitting in this lobby for like 20, 30 seconds. You guys don't get to see the behind the scenes usually because I cut through it. But okay, we're in the game. Awesome, awesome. Han Blue usually doesn't have too many space units for us, or for them to kind of interact with us. Here, also Confiscate doesn't usually get a whole lot of value. They can sometimes be playing Entrenched, although some decks, if they are running it, it's usually a 1 or 2 of, so it's not even that relevant in that spot. I think I can resource that. You know, I think I could resource this Scanning Officer and go Viper, TIE Phantom, TIE Advanced, but we will see. Opponent thinking through what they want to do here with their resources here. Let's see. Let us see. They are figuring out what that second card to resource is. I think that we should have a okay going with this type of hand. If they don't have like a way to immediately kill the Lurking TIE Phantom, that could be nice for us, but we will be able to see. They got a Sabine Wren. We're going to play a Viper Probe Drive. They have Fang Fighter, K2, Luke. Okay. And they're going to claim initiative. We're going to pass. We got ourselves another TIE Advanced. I think Overwhelming Barrage looks pretty weak here, to be honest. I think I'd rather just have all the other space units available to me. So I think I'm going to resource it. It might be risky, but I think I would like to resource it. Okay, they're going to hit the base. That's fine. I'm going to hit their base. Let's see if they go Disabling Fang Fighter or they play K2. Let's see what you got, opponent. Fang Fighter or K2? I would play the K2 if I was them. They passed. Okay, let's play TIE Fighter. And if they pass again, I'm just gonna take initiative. I think if I was my opponent, I would just play K2. Yeah, I think you should play K2 in that spot. If I was my opponent. So here, I think I will just go ahead and get in for some damage with the Viper Probe Droid. Because I think I am heavily advantaged if we are in just like a ignore your units, hit your base type strategy. I'm very surprised that they didn't. They're obviously trying to wait until I play some sort of upgrade on my unit, and then they Disabling Fang Fighter get to remove that upgrade and then have a Disabling Fang Fighter left over. But I think that is really just like a weak play. They could be doing it again this turn as well, but I don't really care to play around that because they don't get to play a 5 resource play this turn. Like they could play Poe Dameron this turn, man. That'd be crazy. Poe Dameron's so ridiculously strong, especially on my board, right? They can start wiping out just so many different units. It's crazy. They're gonna hit the Viper Probe Droid now. I think if you're gonna hit the Viper Probe Droid, or plan on doing it, then definitely being in a spot where, you know, you just do it early, because they've essentially let us hit them for 6 damage in the early game because we got to hit with Viper Probe Droid twice, and then, you know, they decided to trade with it. But if they traded with it on that first turn, it would have been really nice. So I think we're pretty advantaged in this game at this point, which is nice. Not that we're like winning the game or anything like that, because if they play a Poe Dameron here, we're still probably losing. It's just how powerful Han Blue really is. But we'll see. We didn't see a Poe Dameron, so maybe they don't have Poe Dameron. Okay, they're gonna make us discard a card. Sure, let's just discard Lurking Tie and then get in for some damage here. I'm very surprised they went Force Throw. See, like, this sequence of events also doesn't really... Like, they should play the Disabling Fang Fighter to make us... let them take one less damage and then play Force Throw, generally speaking. But hey, what do I know? Let's go Prepare for Takeoff as the resource. And then let's just go ahead and attack in for 3. They're probably going to trade with my TIE Advanced. I'm assuming, at least. So they really wanted to play this Disabling Fang Fighter. Imagine if they had just... Oh, they have a second Disabling Fang Fighter. Huh. This is very strange to me. I'm just going to get in for some damage then. I'm surprised they didn't just attack the TIE Advanced. Huh. I'm very confused at what my opponent is trying to do here. They're at 16 damage, so we've gotten a decent chunk of damage here. We're going to get in for 4 more. They're going to ignore my units? I'm surprised that they're ignoring my units as well. Interesting. Okay. They have 2 resources left, which doesn't give them that many options. It gives them the 3 resource plays should they have them. Okay, well, I'm going to flip Tarkin as well. Trying to think of what 2 resource event they could do to make it so that my Tarkin doesn't really do a whole lot. I'm not quite sure. Okay, they're going to attack my Tarkin. Okay, well, let's tie Advanced up Tarkin. What do they have for 2 resources? Oh, they have nothing? That's so good for us. Okay, let's just give an experience token over to someone random. Snowtrooper Lieutenant is awesome. So is TIE Vanguard, to be honest. We can make 3 2-resource plays here. And I think I'm going to resource the No Good to Me Dead because we're past that point for the most part. And I think we have many ways to kind of go about winning this game, especially since our opponent didn't actually kill our unit last turn to prevent the 3 damage coming in. I'm really liking our spot here. Yeah. So not playing the K2 basically prevented them from having a turn 2 play, which put us really far in the lead, which is really nice. Honestly, though, you could just play the Disabling Fang Fighter as well. Like, either you just play the K2 or just play the Disabling Fang Fighter. You don't really need... Oh, whoops. I meant to resource the No Good to Me Dead, but I think it's lagging a little bit. Oh, well. That's fine. We'll be fine. I think we can still win. So here, I think we just surprise strike in for some damage. Give an experience token over the TIE Fighter, and then we can finish off the game with either one of those units. But just playing the Disabling Fang Fighter would have been super amazing. So they could play out something here. The thing I'd be worried about is like a Redemption, but there's still 1 resource away. Redemption is like a complete game ender for us. Not only does it heal them, but it's a massive Sentinel space unit. It's just ridiculous. They could have Luke. Luke kills something, but doesn't actually prevent them from dying. Honestly, if they have like a Luke here and they play Luke, can you imagine if they didn't let us get in for 3 extra damage to end the game here? Like, it would have been insane because we have to attack there and then they claim initiative. And if they have like a Redemption here, they heal and then they probably win the game. Or if they just play the Disabling Fang Fighter earlier and then trade with our units, I think we would have lost. Assuming they have like a Redemption in hand, this was a very close game and our opponent didn't even play something on turn 2. And then they only used 3 of their potential 6 resources on turn 4. It just goes to show you how ridiculously powerful Han Blue is, because my oh my, was I scared throughout that entire game. Or if they just killed my Viper Probe Droid on turn 1, and we didn't get in for 6 points of additional damage. There's a lot of different things that would have caused us a loss, I think, in this game. Again, all of these are dependent on what you have in hand. Like, they could have potentially thought they were going to race. And if they could, they potentially could have if they just played the K2 and just started attacking me. They might have just won, to be honest. But anyways, let's talk about the final thoughts on this deck and control in general. So all that talking, and we didn't even get to fight against any hard control lists. There were some games where Confiscate was a godsend, though. Against that, I think Iden Green player, they ended up playing 2 separate Traitoresses on it. On our units. Granted, one of their Traitors was played directly into Confiscate, which I didn't even... luckily, I drew a second one because I actually resourced mine. But Confiscate was absolutely crucial in that matchup. The Lurking TIE Phantom ended up being absolutely crucial where you can kind of just go all in. We have quite a few turn 1 plays. We had a couple of games there where we just had like no turn 1 plays. Like if you think about it, we have 3, 6, 9, 11 like solid turn 1 plays. TIE Fighter becomes a 3-2. ISB is a 2-4. Viper is just a 3-2. Scanning Officer is a 2-3. We even also have the TIE Vanguards and the Snowtrooper Lieutenant. So not having a turn 1 play is pretty rare in this deck. But we ended up in a couple games where that was the case. Darth Vader ended up being relevant in one of the games. We didn't get to see Reinforcement Walker or Relentless come into play. Triple Dark Raid ended up really just being awful for us. Usually what you want with Triple Dark Raid is you want something that gives you a little bit of value. So you play it on like 6 resources, you get a Reinforcement Walker, which is awesome. Granted, there's not as many hits in this deck for sure, but also TIE Advanced and TIE Vanguards are kind of the cards that are also pretty solid because you get to leave behind an experience token or 2 experience token and get in for some additional damage. But in our deck, we got 7th Fleet Defender, Lurking TIE, and TIE Fighter as the hits. So that was a little bit unfortunate. I would have loved to see some big heavy hitters off that one. But again, we did go down on the vehicle count because of us trying to main deck Confiscates, and I don't think ATST being Triple Dark rated out is all that great anyways against those control decks. So overall, didn't fight against many control decks. We fought against Hondo Blue and Iden Green, and we did pretty good against both of them. So that was really nice. But then we got absolutely rushed down by Sabine, and that makes sense because, again, we did take out a few of the cards that are pretty good against those aggro decks. So thanks for watching, everyone. Hopefully you enjoyed the Tarkin Yellow, and I'll see you all for the next one.